Toenail fungus isn't just an embarrassing problem. It can actually turn into a serious infection. It can spread beyond your toenail, affecting your toe, your foot, or even your leg. So while it might seem like just a cosmetic issue, it can become something much more dangerous if left untreated. Now, let's talk about how to get rid of toenail fungus. If you follow the steps I'm about to share, you can beat it. But here's the catch: it takes time. You need to be consistent, because if you stop too soon, that fungus will come right back. Think of it as a long-term commitment to keeping your nails healthy. Toenail fungus is more common in older adults, but that doesn't mean younger people are in the clear. It can affect them too. Men tend to get it more often than women, but women can definitely develop it as well. The tricky part: fungus thrives in areas where your immune system doesn't have strong defenses, but at the same time, your nail gives it plenty of protection from the outside world. It's the perfect setup for this stubborn little invader. But don't worry, we'll talk about how to kick it out for good. Toenail fungus is caused by dermatophytes, yeasts, or molds. Yeah, that sounds pretty nasty, but here's the thing. We all have these microorganisms on our bodies all the time. Your immune system is constantly fighting them off, and as long as it's strong and your skin's environment is balanced, these little troublemakers don't stand a chance. In fact, your body is covered inside and out with bacteria, fungi, and viruses. If that creeps you out, don't worry, it's totally normal. It's just part of being human. The key isn't trying to get rid of them entirely, which is impossible, but instead making sure they don't get the chance to settle in and cause problems, especially under your nails, where they love to hide. So, let's break this down. Fungus is everywhere. Think of mushrooms. That's a visible example, but there are thousands of microscopic fungi, including dermatophytes and yeast, that can take up residence in your body. And just like mushrooms thrive in dark, damp places, toenail fungus loves the same conditions. Now, where do you find a warm, moist, dark environment? Inside your shoe. It's basically a 5-star hotel for fungus, and if you're not careful, it'll move in and make itself right at home. But don't worry, we'll talk about how to evict it for good. Yeast loves sugar, plain and simple. That's actually how we turn grape juice into wine. The yeast gobbles up the sugar and thrives. But here's the thing: yeast doesn't care much for protein or fat. Sugar is its favorite food, and if you're dealing with toenail fungus, that's something to keep in mind. Now let's talk about how to get rid of that stubborn fungus. First, you need patience, because this isn't an overnight fix. It's going to take at least 6 months. Why? Because once your toenail is damaged, there's no fixing it. The only solution is to let a new, healthy nail grow in. On average, a big toenail takes about 4 to 7 months to fully grow out. Think about it like this: if you dropped a heavy brick on your toe, it would take about 6 months for a brand new nail to replace the damaged one. The same rule applies here. Our goal is to stop the fungus in its tracks so the new nail can grow in clean and healthy. In the meantime, you'll need to keep trimming the old infected nail straight across as it slowly grows out. There's no magic trick to reversing the damage. You just have to let nature do its thing while making sure the yeast, fungus, and dermatophytes don't get a chance to take over again. Now let's get into the real strategy for kicking toenail fungus to the curb. Strategy number 1, fix your diet. Bet you didn't see that coming, right? But yeah, you need to change what you eat. That means cutting way down on carbs, avoiding sugar, and keeping starches to a minimum. If you do eat carbs, make them count. Choose ones packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. The best approach? A low-carb, high-healthy fat diet, also known as keto. This type of diet makes your body a nightmare for fungus, yeast, bacteria, and even viruses. These invaders thrive in a sugar-filled environment. So when you cut out the sugar, they struggle to survive. If you're used to the typical American, UK, or Canadian diet, you'll need to make some serious adjustments. But trust me, it's worth it. When you switch to a low-carb, high-fat way of eating, those pesky fungi won't find you nearly as inviting. You'll literally become less tasty to them, making it much harder for them to take over your toenails. And that's step 1 in winning this battle. Strategy number 2, change the toenail environment. Now let's talk about where toenail fungus loves to grow. Think about it. Fungus thrives in dark, warm, moist places. Sounds a lot like the inside of your shoe, right? That's basically a cozy little cave where yeast and fungus can settle in and have a party. So here's what you need to do. Wear shoes only when you absolutely have to. The moment you get home, take off your shoes and socks. Let your feet breathe. Go barefoot as much as possible. This helps dry out your nails, exposes them to more light, and cools them down. All things that fungus absolutely hates. The goal is to make your toenails a terrible place for fungus to live. The drier and less humid your feet are, the harder it is for the infection to stick around. So kick off those shoes and let those toes be free. Our strategy number 3, use sunlight. Now let's talk about one of nature's best antifungals, the sun. Sunlight is like a magic bullet when it comes to fighting fungus and yeast. Think about mushrooms. They don't grow out in the open under direct sunlight. They prefer shady, damp spots deep in the forest. The same goes for the fungus on your toenails. It absolutely hates the sun. So here's a simple but powerful trick. Get at least 5 minutes of sunlight on your toes every day. That's it. Just a few minutes of direct sun exposure can help kill off fungus and keep it from getting deep into your toenail. Plus, you might even get a little vitamin D while you're at it. A win-win. Sunlight is free, easy, and super effective, so don't skip this step. Get those toes out in the sun and let nature do its thing. Strategy number 4, try soaks and salves. Now let's talk about all those home remedies you've probably seen. Apple cider vinegar soaks, Vicks VapoRub, and other antifungal treatments. Do they work? Well, sort of. There's actually some research that suggests these methods can help lower the fungal load and make it harder for the infection to thrive. But here's the catch. They're not a magic cure on their own. If you really want to get rid of toenail fungus, you can't rely on soaks and salves alone. They help, but only as part of a bigger plan. You still need to fix your diet and change the environment where the fungus grows. Otherwise, you'll just keep fighting a losing battle. That being said, doing an apple cider vinegar soak once a week and using Vicks salve regularly can give you an extra edge. Just make sure you're combining these treatments with the other strategies, or you won't see real, lasting results. Strategy number 5, improve hygiene. Let's be clear. I'm not saying your feet are dirty or smelly, but if you want to beat toenail fungus, hygiene matters. And here's a simple but game-changing trick. Grab your old toothbrush and bring it into the shower. You need a new toothbrush anyway, right? So take the old one and put it to work. Every time you wash your feet, after they're all soaped up, use that toothbrush to gently scrub around your toenails. Why? Because tiny particles of lint, dead skin, and even dirt can get trapped in those little crevices. If you're only washing with your hands, you're not getting all of it out. And here's the problem. That trapped debris holds moisture, which gives fungus a perfect hiding spot. A quick scrub with the toothbrush clears all that junk away, making it much harder for fungus to stick around. So make this a daily habit. It only takes a few extra seconds, but it can make a huge difference in your fight against toenail fungus. Keep your toenails trimmed and dry. One more hygiene rule. Keep your toenails trimmed. But here's the deal. Trim them straight across. Don't round the corners, and definitely don't try to dig the fungus out. That's a bad idea. You could end up with an ingrown toenail, or even worse, a nasty infection. Just keep them neat and even, nothing fancy. Now, here's a pro tip most people overlook. Blow dry your toes after you shower. Towels don't get rid of all the moisture. There's still water trapped in the crevices and under the nail. And guess what? Fungus loves moisture. So grab a hairdryer and give your toes a quick 3-minute blast of warm air. This little trick helps fully dry your feet before you put on socks or shoes. It takes almost no time, but it makes your toenails a terrible place for fungus to live. Seriously, these small changes, trimming properly and drying thoroughly, will make a huge difference. Toenail fungus hates clean, dry environments, so let's make your feet the worst Airbnb ever for those pesky fungi. Be patient and know when to see a doctor. All right, here's the thing. Even if you follow all these steps, it's still going to take about 6 months for the old damaged toenail to grow out and for the new healthy toenail to take its place. So be patient, but trust me, it's worth the wait. You'll eventually have a beautiful, healthy toenail once again. Now, if you've stuck to this routine for 6 months and you're still dealing with fungus, it might be time to see your doctor. It could be a sign that something's going on with your immune system. If you've fixed your diet, soaked your feet, and gotten some sunshine, your immune system should be strong enough to fight off the fungus. If it's not, there might be an underlying issue, and a doctor can run some tests to figure that out. For some people, prescription medication is needed to fully kick the fungus. The most common treatment is Lamisil, terbinafine. Typically, you'll take 1 pill a day for 6 weeks. This medication can help clear up persistent fungal infections that haven't responded to home remedies or lifestyle changes. So, if the fungus won't budge after 6 months, don't stress, just see your doctor and explore other options. Using Lamisil. Now let's talk about Lamisil. It works, no doubt about it, but it can be pretty tough on your liver. I like to describe it like this. Taking Lamisil is like making your liver do a bunch of extra push-ups every day. And trust me, your liver doesn't like doing extra push-ups. So if you do need to take Lamisil, here's a little tip. Instead of taking it for 6 weeks, try taking it for just 2 weeks. That's usually enough to clear up the fungus, especially if you've already been sticking to the other steps in your regimen. After 2 weeks, the fungus should be gone, and then you can just continue with your daily habits to keep your toenails healthy. But if you end up needing the full 6-week treatment, make sure your doctor checks your liver function at the beginning, middle, and end of the therapy. Lamisil can be harsh on the liver, so regular monitoring is essential to make sure everything's running smoothly. Take care of your body while you take care of your toenails. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. Like and share with anyone who could benefit from this info. Thanks for watching. This is Fab Dandy, and I'll catch you in the next one.